What's going on YouTube? My name's Alex, this is Askthecheese Gaming. I'm back with a new 16-bit retro review for today. In this episode, I'll be continuing my trend as of late and take a look at another beat 'em up for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This one is the infamously known Red Cartridge, Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage. It's developed by Software Creations and published by Acclaim with a North American release date of September 16th, 1994. This is actually only one of two red cartridges on the SNES. The other one is Doom. This game was also released for the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis, and, quick fun fact, that port also had a red cartridge. The story for this game goes, Carnage has escaped from prison and he's returned to New York to harass J. Jonah Jameson and create all kinds of havoc. So, this causes Spider-Man and Venom, who were otherwise bitter enemies, to team up to stop the supervillain. This game is actually based off multiple different comics from the 60s and 70s. So, if you've ever read those, you'll probably see it. There's many cutscenes in this game which have, comic pages pulled directly from it, such as the opening cutscene where you see Carnage, or as he's at that time still Askthecheese. The game starts you off as Spider-Man beating up the most 90s of thugs that you could ever find in a 90s game. All of Spider-Man's tricks are here, such as being able to web sling around, web up enemies to slow them down, spin kick, and of course just ordinary punches and kicks. The second level sees you wall crawl up a level while bolts of lightning rain down from the sky. It's different than your standard beat 'em up fare and does add a bit of variety to the game. A little bit further on into the game, you actually get to play as Venom himself, and then, in later levels after that, you get to pick and choose between Spider-Man or Venom. Spider-Man is a bit quicker and more agile, whereas Venom is a bit tougher and stronger, and his attacks are more powerful. Speaking of characters in this game, developers of it, try to shoehorn everybody they could think of. Some of the characters that make an appearance are Black Cat, Captain America, the Cloak, Doppelganger, Shriek, Deathlock, and Morbius, just to name a few. One nice thing about this game is that Maximum Carnage has your standard fare for controls for a beat 'em up. One button to jump, one button to punch or kick, and one to use the web, or which can actually double as a shield. And thankfully, the hit detection of these moves is solid throughout the game. No issues there. The biggest negative that I can say about Maximum Carnage is just its sheer stupid difficulty. You get 3 lives and 1 continue to get through a whopping 28 segments or levels. Holy cow, that's rough. Now, throughout the game, you will be able to find more lives, and trust me, if you want to get far in this game, you are going to need it. Because the enemies love to surround you, and oftentimes, the bosses can hit you without you getting any chance to react to the game. Such as this segment here, where these girls can flip their hair? It knocks Spider-Man on his bottom? What? Jeez, I didn't know Spider-Man could be so damaged by just hair. But trust me, the difficulty in this game, it's rough. To this very day, Maximum Carnage is a beat 'em up that I've never been able to beat all the way through. Now, at this point in time, you might be asking, hey Cheese, how's the music and sound effects in this game? Well, dear viewer, this game's got an absolutely awesome rock soundtrack that makes you want to keep on playing. It really fits well with the comic book motif in the game. And, thankfully, the sound effects aren't bad either. It's It's not nearly as great as another 16-bit beat 'em up that I recently reviewed, which is Final Fight, but it's not bad either. Definitely helps the overall theme of the game. One more fun fact before I give my overall thoughts about this game is throughout the game, as you progress, you'll be able to collect superhero coins where when you die or maybe you get knocked down, will summon a superhero such as Captain America to come clear the screen and save you and bring you off to a new area. So, overall, is Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage worth picking up today? Well, if you love comic book games, or 16-bit beat 'em ups, or you want to play a beat 'em up that's a real challenge and will really make you focus and sometimes make you want to rage quit and throw your controller at the screen, then yeah, go ahead and check this game out. It's a little bit pricier than your standard beat 'em up fares for some games, such as like one that I recently reviewed, Power Rangers or Final Fight, but it's definitely a fun game and one that I enjoy playing even still to this day. One other quick note about this game, it actually did receive a sequel, which was called Spider-Man and Venom Separation Anxiety. That game is almost completely identical to this one, with the exception that the hit detection isn't quite as good, and that one is couch co-op, unlike this one. This beat 'em up is single player only, whereas that one, you do get to play with two people. So, if you're really jonesing for a couch co-op beat 'em up, then go ahead and check that game out. But if you want to play the better version, I think this one is the far better of the two. So, thanks as always for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next review.